Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm Chris from Zen Life in Motion, and I'm here um, to talk about a topic that affects everybody, and it's a negative emotion, anger. And by the way, don't you just love my background? That was actually taken in Maine. It's very beautiful up there. If you ever get a chance to go, it's a very peaceful place. um, Especially in northern Maine. It's very nice. Um, so we're talking about anger. So, I mean, I really like to talk about this topic because I am an empath and, I'm a spiritual coach. And there are so many things that pop into my head with this subject. I mean, first of all, anger, yes, it's a toxic emotion, as you all know. And you know, can it be used for the positive? Of course it can. Um, so I mean, once when I remember when I took a yoga class, the master that was teaching the class said to me, well, anger can be used to motivate and to change, which is 100% true because there could be a situation in your life where you're just tired of the way things are and you get angry, you get frustrated, and that makes you change it. And then there are other people that just keep getting angry throughout their life and they don't change. They're just resistant to change for whatever reason because they're just used to the routine. They're, used to waking up at, 6 o'clock in the morning and going to work, fighting whatever traffic, but they're just so stuck on the routine that they don't want to change it. And so they go through their lives being stressed out. Well, anger and stress lead to disharmony in the body, and that leads to disease. Because the major reason why humans are sick or get sick is because they are stressed out. And that's like what, 80% or maybe more of the reason people get sick or have an illness. And the other, like maybe 20%, is due to genetics, which is really small, or maybe even smaller than that. It might even be like 10%. So, so basically, what do you do when you are the target of somebody's anger or somebody's like random anger? Like a customer or, like client or customer. Um, like, what do you do? I mean, as an empath, you have to protect yourself because it can be really draining. And, if you ever were like, if you ever worked for someone and you were an employee and you had to deal with the public, you're like expected to calm that person down. That could be draining. Um, and also, I believe that we were not meant to live that way. As humans, we were not meant to live this way. We are meant to live differently. We're not meant to live stressed out 24/7. It's not a healthy way of living. Also, like as far as like anger goes, if you're the person that's exploding on somebody else, it's a good idea to kind of be conscious and to kind of think things through and kind of think, well, especially if it's a stranger, like you should be aware that, hey, you're really affecting someone else's life. And then once you explode on that person may go home and take that with them and explode on their kids or explode on their wife, and so on and so forth, so on. So it's a vicious cycle. It's just like a vicious cycle. So what do? Stop it right there. Stop. Be conscious of your actions. Be fully conscious of them. Because everything you do, every action, every word you say has a consequence, good or bad. You choose. But also, like sometimes anger, sometimes anger, you should get angry, because if you don't, so, you get walked on all over, like somebody will walk all over you. So in cases of like, abuse, or, you're getting picked on, yeah, you have to stand up for yourself. But, there's a fine balance with anger. And I also do believe that, like the way the system is set up right now, the way things are set up, it's like it's designed to make people fail. So that's something that people need to be aware of. So what do? You think out of the box. You work around the system, and you just try to use your understanding and patience, because anger can be tempered with patience and understanding. And also recognize that if you are so angry all the time, there is something wrong. There is something wrong in your life. You need help. You need to go talk to somebody. You need to make some changes. There's a healthy type of anger, and then there's like an unhealthy type of anger where you're just abusive. So, it's good to be aware of that. And also another thing, to find an outlet for your anger, for your frustration, whether it's exercise, meditation. Meditation is very good. I know some people can't meditate. Well, whatever works for you. Yoga, some sort of physical activity is great. And and also just surrendering and acceptance. All right, you know what? You have a shitty boss. For now, you have to kind of accept it. Like your boss sucks. Okay. So you would have to work towards changing that and changing that situation. But in the meantime, you have to deal with that stress. And also, picking and choosing your battles. Sometimes getting angry is warranted. As I said before, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to defend your own energy. It's just picking and choosing your battles. And I also like to, I'd like to bring this up because I always act through example of the Christ consciousness. Christ was a very peaceful person. And I remember, and there's a Bible story about him that there was one time that he did get angry when in the temple, and all this stuff was going down, people were buying and selling, and all this corruption, and he got angry and turned the tables over. Something like that is warranted. But we live in some really crazy times right now, so we really need to help each other and help each other get through this this craziness. But I think humanity is going to be fine. So I hope everyone takes care. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. And always self-love. Talk to you next time.